Why Cavani is guaranteed to score. The star man only 3% of you are picking, and is now the time to invest in Liverpool's fullbacks. This is the Fantasy Football Cheat Sheet, where we give you up-to-date injury news, predicted lineups, key fixture analysis, who to transfer in, and loads more, and all from official sources. And we're working from home now, which is easy for me because I'm literally sat in bed. The treatment room. Okay, so what's the story regarding injuries for game week 23? Joel Matip is out for the rest of the season, joining Virgil van Dijk on team 2021-2022, as Klopp also confirmed that it would take a miracle for Virgil to play again this season. Still no Jota, though he was spotted in training taking part in a rehab session. Injury rehab. He's not gotten that bored with all that free time. Though Liverpool have made moves in the transfer market to shore up their defence, signing Ben Davies from Preston and Ozan Kabak from Schalke. They come in at £2 million and £2.5 million on Dream Team respectively. And I use the word shore in the loosest possible way. A Dream Team favourite returns this weekend. That's right, I'm back in the UK. Also, Timothy Castaña's spell on the sidelines, which looks like it could be a few weeks, means Ricardo Pereira could be set for a prolonged period in the starting 11. The Portuguese fullback was one of the game's highest scorers in the 18-19 and 19-20 seasons before his ACL nightmare. Rodgers hopes Vardy won't be too far away for the weekend, and you'd imagine they'll do all they can to rush him back. Leicester had lost to Leeds and to Everton in his absence, and they had won 3 in a row before his injury. Speaking of one-man teams, Harry Kane is out. Amazingly though, it looks like from this point we could see old Chris Packet ankles back within 7 to 10 days. Left-back Reguilon, on the other hand, has been ruled out for up to 3 weeks. Alright, it's time for our weekly Aguero update. He's still out. Pep said he won't be ready for a few weeks and definitely not for this weekend. I think I just need to accept that I may never see Aguero in a City shirt ever again. I mean, that's not a bad thing personally. He scored 11 in 16 against Arsenal. Southampton have moved into double figures in terms of injuries now. Double figures, something United were only 1 goal away from. From a fantasy football perspective, most notable injuries are Kyle Walker-Peters and Theo Walcott, although it appears Walcott's injury could be much more serious than Kyle Walker-Peters. Key fixtures. Let's pick apart 3 games from game week 23. What are the numbers telling us? Who should we avoid? If we don't mention your club in the section, then stick around for our players to pick, where we'll do our best to cover other games where you can pick up some points. Liverpool versus Man City. If it's like any of the other big games we've seen in recent times, this will be a low-scoring chess match and a bit of a snooze fest. We'll start with a quick history lesson. Discounting last season's 4-0 when the title was already wrapped up, it's a win each and 2 draws in the last 4 meetings. And it was, of course, 1-1 earlier this season, back when Liverpool actually had some defenders. We told you to stay loyal to Salah in the last episode, and we're doing it again. City's high line means Salah will get opportunities in behind, regardless of how good Diaz and Stones are. Salah has 5 in 10 against Man City and is now 3 clear at the top of the goal-scoring charts. Arguably City's biggest threat, Raheem Sterling, has only scored twice against his old club in 13 games. But the fact that City are flying high in the league means that there's no emphasis on them to be overly ambitious. Villa versus Arsenal. Another trip to the Midlands for Arsenal. Anyone know how well they got on their last trip? I switched off after Pepe's goal. Looked like it was going well. Their worst defeat in recent times came at the hands of Villa back in November. Ollie Watkins scored 2 that day, and he's returned to form just in time for this one as well. He scored against Newcastle, Burnley and West Ham in the last couple of weeks. He also ranked 7th in the shots taken standings, and as we all know, if you don't shoot, you don't score. Villa also won the meeting before that, back when they had no Watkins, no Traore, Barkley and Cash. And actually Martinez was between the sticks for the Gunners that day. Speaking of keepers, Arsenal could probably do with one for Saturday. A couple of positives though. Aubameyang should be starting, while Craig Pawson will not be refereeing. That's good news. Man United versus Everton. Despite United's recent loss to Sheffield United, that is their only defeat in their last 15 games, and we all saw what happened against Southampton. This fixture treats Ollie's men well. They've already beaten Everton twice this season and have only lost once in the last 13. Edinson Cavani scored in both games this year, which means nearly 50% of his United goals have come against Everton. For someone with such a good physique, He sure does love toffees. And Cavani is only 3.1 million on Dream Team, and that does tickle your fancy, shall we say. Let's not forget the most selected man on Dream Team, Bruno. He has 3 and 3 against Everton, his joint most against any English side. By the way, the second and third most selected are still De Bruyne and Kane. What are you lot doing? They're injured. Use your February subs to get rid of them ASAP. Or if you're in my league, keep them in your team. Forget what I just said. There's a couple of other games where there's definitely going to be points on offer. Spurs come up against West Brom at home. The Baggies have conceded 15 goals more than anyone else, which is some stat considering Southampton just got spanked 9-0. Spurs are like a sprightly granddad. No Kane? No problem. Son scored 4 in 5 games while Kane was out injured last season, before fracturing his arm himself. There's a case to be made that Son actually thrives in the absence of their number 10. Elsewhere, Chelsea play bottom place Sheffield United. Tuchel's men have already beaten them 4-0 in the reverse fixture this season. Werner and Abraham were amongst the scorers. Yeah, you heard me right. Werner actually scored. Transfer ins. Right, let's get into it. 3 names we think you have to get in your side this week. If you're playing Dream Team, remember February will bring with it 5 brand new transfers to do what you want with. I know there's a few injuries to key players, so make sure you're getting rid of them. Of last week's picks, it was nice to see Harvey Barnes get on the score sheet. So which baskets are we putting our eggs in this week? Jack Grealish. We bigged up Ollie Watkins in our match preview, but we're feeling even more confident about Grealish. He's the man with the highest average rating on Dream Team at 7.84. Some people have argued he's the best player in the league right now, which is a little bold considering how well David Luiz has been playing. Only KDB and Harry Kane have more assists, and the man with the giant calves has also weighed in with 6 goals. I'd say his left calf is bigger than my entire torso. After an inevitable win against Arsenal, Villa faced Brighton, Leicester at home and Leeds. I disagree with that Arsenal claim, but I didn't write that bit. Thomas Souček. You all know about this lad now. One of the signings of the season so far, and yet only 3.2% of Dream Teamers are picking him. He has the 9th highest average rating in the entire league. Not only that, but he's picked up 3 Starman Awards in the past 5 games. He's had the 30th most shots in the league, more than Ings, Shea Adams, Antonio and others, despite being at times a holding midfielder. The only thing he's holding are his massive balls. The Hammers play Fulham, Sheffield United, and easiest of the lot, Spurs. Andy Robertson. 2 players who remain fit and hugely influential are the fullbacks. Robertson has 34 more crosses into the box than any other player. Second, of course, is Trent. Now, Liverpool are still prone to conceding, but as they become more comfortable without Van Dijk, that will improve. We marginally fancy Robertson as he edges Trent 5 assists to 3 this season, and also just loves a corner. He's taken the 4th most in the league. Quick shout out to 2 new strikers to keep an eye on. Josh Maja is priced at 1.5 million, who's moved to Fulham, while Everton's Josh King enters Dream Team at £2 million. The naughty step. Who's suspended for this upcoming game week? Well, the graphic to my left will let you know just that. Grant, let's crack on. Predicted 11s. All right, so you're up to speed with who's available. Let's get some predicted lineups coming your way. Right, that's all from us. But just before I leave, I've got to remind you about our Dream Team Fantasy Football game. We've got a new and exciting subscription service for you this year called Dream Team Coach. It offers projected scores, fixture difficulty rating, projected price changes, and loads more if you're looking for that extra detail when picking your dream team. It's available really easily in the app, and there's a link in the description below. Oh, and best of all, it's half price right now. That's just £9.99 for the rest of the season. So now's the time to get on it. So let us know what you think of the show in the comments. Tell your mates about us. We're working hard every week to give you the most informative video on the internet for fantasy football. And let us know what your teams are going to look like. Have you got any obscure picks? How's your season gone so far? Okay, I'm off. Back to bed. Good luck this weekend.